Now, it's been well documented that you have reached this extraordinary post, but you started as in a regular middle-class Indian home. And I read an interview with your dad where he jokingly spoke about not just how you were a poor performer at school, scoring 45%, he said, up to a certain point in school, but also that he had to place vegetables on the family table, on the dining table, to actually make you understand math. How did that girl become this economist?
I know. I've been talking to my father about that particular number, asking where he got that from. But it is true. The vegetable story is true. I think when we were very young, my father was teaching us math using vegetables. In terms of getting to this point, I think firstly, going after something you truly enjoy doing makes the experience great. So I would not put it as fighting obstacles or struggling to get here. I've enjoyed every bit of the work that I've done, be it as a professor of economics at Harvard, as chief economist at the IMF. It's just once you know this, and I think, Barkha, you can probably associate. Once you have, you love something if you find something that you love doing, then you can face all the adversaries along the way. So I think it's. I was very fortunate in terms of having getting the education that I did receive as a young girl. And I'm incredibly fortunate that I have a family and I have a husband who's incredibly supportive of everything I do. I mean, not just supportive, but just takes true, genuine pleasure in anything I achieve. So, that is hugely important. And so, having that social support, having great mentors, and I'm a workaholic and I love what I do, and being driven, I think, is probably what got me here.
Yeah, I relate to that. I mean, I think we're lucky that we're able to do, what we love doing, and that we have people in our lives that actually take pleasure and encourage us to do that. But, you had a tweet which said that women are called hardworking and men are described as brilliant for actually the same performance. And that is so true, and that stayed with me. But what happens when a woman is both hardworking and brilliant, like yourself? You just described yourself as a workaholic. Do you find that the public scrutiny on yourself or on other women is sometimes mean, is sometimes cruel, is sometimes lopsided? Hillary Clinton, I was once interviewing her, and she said, women who are successful and have a mind of their own, they have to grow a hide as thick as the hide of a rhinoceros. Have you had to do that?
I think you have to do that. It also helps if you're a bit absent-minded, which I am. And so I don't pick up on all the cues around me. So, yes, I think it helps to be tougher skinned. I mean, there's also research on this, which is, for instance, there was a study done on comparing women doctors and male doctors, and finding that when a woman doctor makes a mistake, she has a huge drop in the number of patients who want to see her. But when a man makes a mistake, you give the person the benefit of the doubt, the person gets a second chance and a third chance. So I think it's absolutely right that as a woman, you probably get fewer second and third chances, which means, you have to be extra prepared, and you have to make sure that things don't go wrong. So there are a bunch of these other things. Secondly, I do think that, that women get saddled with, the less exciting work, the kind of the mundane work in terms of in the office. And that's something I'm very cognizant about. And as a manager, I try to make sure that, hey, no. I know the women are nice and they want to step up and help, but hey, I mean, everybody should do this job, including men. So I do think you face it. I mean, Barkha, when I was a chief economist, I went to a country, and the protocol is that you sit in front of your person, whatever, at the same rank. And so that was the central bank governor, and I was sitting opposite the central bank governor, and the deputy central bank governor comes in and looks at me and says, "I think you're in the wrong chair." Right? It's just assumption is that because there's only been male chief economists at the IMF, the assumption that there would be a woman was like, whoa, that doesn't happen. And so, that happens. That happens. But I find it funny at times. But again, I think it goes back to the point that, everything we said earlier, which is if you love what you're doing and you have the right people around you to support you, then you can deal with all of this.